there, we are Clare and Nick Butcher, and we've been together for over 20 years. We used to live in Wiltshire in the UK, with Nick having a background in bathroom sales and myself in hospitality and catering. In 2020, we decided to leave the daily grind to start a new life in France. Eventually, we ended up buying this. It's not officially a chateau, even though the village locals call it one. However, it is just as large and equally as much hard work as a chateau. With a hoard of original features and the building having been unoccupied for many years, we are slowly breathing life back into her, whilst frequently still finding the many treasures she holds. Join us on our journey with our dogs, Flora and Merlot, as we renovate our maison de maître, one turret short of a chateau. Well, good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is. Now today, I am back in a very familiar and loved place. I am back in my shutter workshop, but for today, it is the door workshop. Now, as you can see, this is a flat surface, and any flat surface within a 50-mile radius is turned into a table by my beloved husband. Yes, that is literally any flat surface. Flat surface covered in stuff. Oh, flat surface covered in stuff. Oh, and oh, there's a flat surface he's made. So before I start work on the doors, I have to move all of the bits of wood and the screwdriver and the light off the top of the door. Right, now with all of that moved, here is one of the doors. And behind me here is the other one. Now these are the doors to the outside toilet, or what was the two toilets. So they are two doors. Haha. This is the front of the door, which is white, or what looks like what once was white. And then on the back of the doors, somebody has painted them white at the top, and then this really funky shade of green at the bottom. My plan is to do the front of the doors grey to match all of the grey shutters and grey bits around the yard, and then on the back of the doors paint them white, so that when you're in the toilet or when you're in the bathroom or whatever you want to call it, the doors will reflect the light coming down from the ceiling, rather than painting the back of the doors a dark colour. And to use one of my dad's expressions, it would be like the black hole of kettle cutter in there. Grey on the front, white on the back, and then we're going to change the hardware for something I think black, because yeah, that sounds like a really haunted Halloweeny noise. But I've got quite a lot of work to do on this before I can even think of painting it. These are all stuck down onto the wood. This is the ivy that was covering the doors so that we couldn't actually see them when we moved in. So yeah, this is a little bit of a remodel project. Yep, could buy new doors, but hey, where's the fun in that? Let us begin on this magnificent transformation. Well, here's one side, a lot more cleaner and clearer than what it was looking like this morning. And a lot more smoother. time to flip her over. So this is the back of the door with the lovely green paint. The metal works quite nice. Up here we've got these like louvered bits, I suppose they're for ventilation, let any stinky smells out. But this decorative trim is on the opposite side as well. Both of these bits have come off, but I can nail them or tack them back down once they're finished. Yeah, it's quite hard to sand down this louvered bit, but no, getting somewhere. I think this only really needs a bit of a light sand. It's not covered in sticky bits from ivy like the other one was. When you look at the toilet, this will be the left-hand side toilet door. But what we're going to do, we're going to take the handle off, and it's just going to be like an infill. It won't actually be a door anymore. Now, I've sanded down this green side quite well. Didn't need a lot of sanding. Onto the other door now that goes on the right hand side. This will be an actual working door. I've sanded down the front, sanding the back now. Yeah, it's looking good. Well, job done. Both doors all sanded off. Ready for painting tomorrow. Woohoo! Just on my way to go and sort the sawdust out, and I've just seen this and I thought that you'd like to see it, because after pointing out how every flat surface is covered in something by my dearest darling husband, note this. Plastering bench now covered in stuff. No flat surface is safe from him. It's just a mess all the time.
And you probably hear the sounds of two dogs barking their heads off. That's because Claire has dared to get out the vacuum cleaner. They hate it. Anyway, leave them to that. I'm going to show you the floor that I laid. Look at this. It's dry! Yay! And solid. Whee! I think it's come out all right. Yeah. So, what am I doing now? Okay, well, up there, there's a long black pipe. That's a pipe that I put in earlier this year to get a couple of taps fitted, one in the back garden and one in the hen pen. So I'm going to tee into that to get water down to this room. The first job is going to go out and shut it off. And I need to go in here, through here, up here, round here, out here, round the corner, and up the ladder. to this really conveniently located tap. I think that is now off. So, should be able to cut through that pipe. Let me check the water's turned off first. Good. So now I should be able to cut into that pipe and yeah, get a T-piece fitted. Well, pipe's in place. I've got to put some things on the other end of it now. I've got one of them, one of them, one of them, one of them, some of that, and some of that. Simple. Not me, the job.
Well.
So, I've assembled this. The water's going to come down here with a nice shut off so I can turn it off easily if needed. And then got one outlet to the urinal, one to the toilet, and two for the tap for the basin. Because the tap has two entries, one for the hot and one for the cold. As we've only got cold water, it needs two colds, otherwise it...
It's got two entries.
Now obviously I need to clip this pipework to the wall, tidy it up, but that is all fitted, and oh look, water's coming out. I'm gonna turn it off and then go and turn the water back on, and well, everything I've done so far up until that tap hopefully won't be leaking. Right, well, the water's turned back on. Tap works, everything else upstream is dry. Yeah, quite pleased with that. Work out what to do next. Two of these, some of that. Yeah, I'm doing the waste pipe, so I've got the basin and the urinal will end up in the same pipe. That's why I've got two of these, and then I'm going to extend this up through the ceiling and just have a vent on there, so an air admittance vent, so that nothing will get in and out apart from air, which when you flush a loo you don't want to sort of vacuum and suck water out of urinals or basins and things like that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. There we have it. Those two bits are in, looking good. Right, now for one long one to go up there. So this is this little, it's a long return valve basically for air. So you can listen and see if you can hear when I'm blowing. Nothing happens, but when I suck, it allows air in. Very simple. So that's what it does. Stops smells coming out, but allows air in to balance everything else. made it fit the pipe. I'm not fitting it onto that pipe. I'm going to fit it onto a longer pipe and then stick it up. And there we have it. That's going up there. Again, I just need to get that clipped up properly. But yeah, that'll be above the ceiling. Yeah. Going okay. Shh.
This evening I'm making something special. I'm making a traditional British roast midweek. Normally it's only reserved for Sundays. However, today I thought, got some stuff in the freezer, let's use it up. I will this evening be showing you something sacred to British people. I will be showing you how to make Yorkshire puddings. You will need the following items: plain flour, salt, 3 eggs, medium or large, and milk. You'll also need a measuring jug, a weighing scale, a fork, something to weigh your flour into, a tin. It can be a Yorkshire pudding tin. This one is a muffin tin or a cake tin, small cake tin, which is used as a Yorkshire pudding tin. And you will also need some kind of oil. This is sunflower oil to grease this tin. Set your oven to 200 degrees C. Weigh out 100 grams of plain flour. Dead on, brilliant. Measuring jug next, and into there you want to add 225 millilitres of milk. Take your milk and pour it out into a cup. Take flour and add it into the jug. With a fork or a spoon, make a well in your flour, and into there add a nice chunk of salt crystals. Take your eggs, crack them into the flour and the salt. Now add in your milk and start to stir this all together, or beat it all together with a fork. After mixing it for a while, you will then have your Yorkshire pudding batter. And with that batter, we're going to put it in the fridge. After I made my Yorkshire pudding mix and put it in the fridge, I then got my meat on and my potatoes on, and they've been cooking for a while now. I've also managed to go and do a very important job. 3 S's. Anyway, I have now taken my oil and I have put probably about 2-3 mil in the bottom of each tin. Oven is still on 200, and I'm going to get that tray in the top part of the oven and I'm going to heat the oil up. I've moved everything round in the oven because I want this tray to be at the hottest point you can in the oven, and now the oil should have warmed up. Ideally you want it at a point where it does smoke. And I have my batter out of the fridge, and this is the reason why I wanted it in a jug. So I want to aim to do this quite quickly. I'm going to pull the tray out. Oh, and if you hear hissing, that's even better. In we go. Door shut. And after about 25 minutes, you want to pull them out because they will be ready. And so this would be your plated up roast dinner with Yorkshire pudding. The only thing that is needed on this plate now is a lovely, thick, glossy gravy. Look at that. Good morning. I don't do mornings. Well, my husband made me get up early this morning because we needed to go to a brico shop to go and look at tiles. Now, I thought that we'd already agreed on tiles. Walk into a shop and go, yeah, I'll have them. But no. He then throws a spanner in the works and goes, well, I've seen these tiles. So we needed to leave the house early to go and look at these tiles. But we're at one of those shops where there's a diversion shop. Oh, I just need to pop here for some blah, 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 which we probably already bloody have. I don't do mornings. Some like... Nah. Obviously, there are many different types of tile and many different types of floor tile. Now, I wanted something that had like a smoother surface to the tile so it was easier to mop. But Nick wants something with more of a rougher surface so that there's grip on it. Now, I agree, and that's why I thought, you know, go for something a bit rippled, but with like a smooth thing to mop to keep clean. Because I keep saying to him, who's going to be cleaning this toilet? I've not had a reply yet, so I'm guessing it's going to be me. So I had seen some tiles that were 14.50 a square metre. He'd seen some other ones, and then I said no because they've got this really horrible, it's like a really matte texture. So now we've gone in the middle and we've gone for these at £13.95 a square metre. What time is it?
Early. Last night still. Look at me.
How many do you need?
3.
3? You sure not 4? Because normally you'll buy
Even
more.
numbers, no.
No, and then we need to store them when we have more than we need.
Oh, do you want one for luck?
Oh yeah, just get one for luck.
A lucky pack of tiles.
Yeah. See the cogs wearing there. He's now wandered off. I've now branched out on my own. I've abandoned the trolley. I'm in that area again. Look. Well, let's fix that for a start. I'm getting a little bit kind of finicky about this outdoor toilet, and there's a damn good reason why. And I'm going to show you. So, ex-pub landlady, I used to have to clean up some absolute disgraces of toilets. This is New Year, probably about 5 years ago. Not that I'm really expecting that our guests will be, you know, really messy or, you know, quite intoxicated and make a mess like that. But if they do, I want to know that I can clean it up quickly. And when it comes to men and urine and urinals, it's just like a party. I don't know why, and everything goes all over the floor, and it's got an odour to it, let's face it. So the other thing I'm looking at today is gloss. And I want gloss for the back of the doors as well, because with gloss, you can just wipe it. Yep, I hate gloss paint with a passion, but there is a reason for it. I hate painting it on, but it's really easy to wipe and kind of just get on with your day. Oh God, he's followed me.
You picked up
This. Yay! Looks like we're leaving. And on to brico shop number 2. Because 1 is never enough. I'm now in the bathroom section of this shop. I'm looking for a lock for the toilet door because there is nothing worse than being a lady, and if you're wearing a swimsuit and you need a number 2 and you want a lock on that door, because sometimes you need to take things off to, yeah, I'm not going to say any more. So yeah, I'm just looking for a lock. Oh, there's a big price difference between just like this one and this one. See, now he's got involved and he wants one of those little piddly, where I want one of them. Yeah, I want that one. I'll
do it. There's outward opening, so that will just stop it from opening.
Can I have it in black, though? Thanks. So I want it to be able so that, you know, if my mum wants to shut the door and lock it, she's not going to panic because she can't find the tiny piddly little handly lock. Whereas that'll work for me.
Well then, my day is perfect.
Good. After our wonderful early morning brico trips, we are now home. I'm just about to start painting the doors, and I thought I would give you a little tip. If you are in France and you find paintbrushes expensive in brico shops, I do, you can get this pack of 3 brushes from a shop called Action for under €3, and they're really actually quite good brushes. I think Action are in Europe as well, and I believe that another YouTuber says it in a very funny way. Action! Anyway, enough of that. Time to paint the doors. Woohoo! I've started going over the vents and the metalwork on the door in black, and I'm just tacking this back onto the door. It's so funny, Nick's a little bit stressy today. Obviously, we got up early, we've done everything that we needed to. We're back home. We've got a man coming today to come and look at the pool heater because for some reason it's not working correctly. But he wanted a nail gun. Now, my father has a nail gun, and he's asked for my father to come and drop off a nail gun. So in my husband's haste and speed of my father coming round and going, "What have you been doing?" and my husband going, "Oh, you know, I've been out shopping and not woman shopping, man shopping." So he's ever so quickly and hastily absolutely flogged this floor down with this self-leveling, you have chucked that self-leveling compound down.
What to do with it?
I have never seen you lay something so quickly.
You don't lay it, you pour it.
Actually,
The clue's in the name, self-leveling compound.
Look at your legs.
What's wrong with them?
Look at that. You got self-leveling compound all up your legs.
Yeah, so I can walk straight.
So now I've got some of these tacky things and this pincery doodah, and I'm going to hold the nails with the pincery doodah and then hammer them down into the wood to fix the frame of trim of whatever.
Wood trim.
Can I go back to bed and start again? Just gonna hammer it in because videoing this is just really not going well. Done. That's fixed, and I didn't need the pincers because I just didn't hit my fingers because I was just sensible. Well, that was quick. He's doing something. Well, he's making it look like he's doing something.
Push the rubber ring back in and put that back on and tighten it up and it will work again.
If I break it, it's not my fault, is what he's just said.
If you break it, it is your fault, because you've broken my train saw.
Come on then. Go see Nana.
Now sit. Now sit. Good boy, darling.
And as soon as they've arrived with the tools, they're off again. Avienta. So, one side, black done, and now I'm ready to go in with the brilliant gloss white. Da 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 da. Here is our before. I am one coat of white gloss down on both of the doors. And it's looking pretty good. As you can see, I will need to touch up around the bottom of the vent and around the bottom or the underside of the metal parts that I've touched with the white paint. I'll need to re-go over them in black, but it's looking good. For not being a fan of gloss paint, apart from for the cleanability of it, it's looking really good. Now, couple of little hints with gloss paint that I've found is that if you're painting something with gloss, don't walk away. Don't go away and have a cup of coffee quarter of the way through. If you're going to do it, you've got to be dedicated to painting it. Less on the brush is more. If you put too much on and then go back over it, it can wrinkle. And you want to try and keep the brush constantly moving over things. So again, it doesn't go sticky and wrinkly and puckered and bleh. If it says non-drip on the tin, it's a load of rubbish. It's still going to drip anyway. Just, as I say, less paint on the brush, keep it moving, and then there shouldn't be the drips. If you do get a drip, try and go over it with your paintbrush as quickly as possible. Otherwise that drip could dry and it's going to turn into a really little annoying blob that you're going to look at and think, ugh. Try and gloss in a dust-free environment. Otherwise you'll find that any dust will stick on the gloss and then the texture will go really meh. But I'm quite happy today because, yeah, I've got loads of crud on the floor in here, but it's not really windy, so it's not kicking dirt and muck up onto the beautiful gloss. My final tip, and this is what I'm going to do now, between coats, leave it until it is fully dry. Do not be tempted to come back in a couple of hours and go, oh, that looks dry enough, I'll just go over that and do my second coat. Don't, because again, it will drag and it will wrinkle and it will just look really, really naff. So now I'm going to leave these to dry for a very, very long period of time until they are as dry as dry. I could use an analogy there, but I will probably get told off by my mother and father-in-law. So I'm being good today.
There, well, it's taking shape now. Reasonably pleased with how it's going. It's drilling into this stone wall. The fixing isn't great. If you hit a stone, it's fine, but if you're in one of the mortar joints, then anyway. I'm happy with how it's going together. We will obviously be facing that with something in due course. I'm putting a top on. I now need to put boxing around the pipe where it goes up and the water pipe where it comes down there. Yeah, I've made it quite strong because you never know how it's going to be treated. All you need is someone to think that they can climb up on it and it goes wrong. So rather than that happen, I'm making it really strong. Right, well, that boxing is now boxed in the pipework up in the corner, and I've put some battening along the wall. We're going to fit tongue and groove slats onto it, so there's a reasonably flat surface I can nail the panelling onto. So the next thing I'm going to do before I go any further with covering over that boxing with any cladding is spray it with xylophene, which is the chemical that's in that drum there. Not a very nice thing, but it kills insects and it's a fungicide, so it will protect the wood. It will just make sure I don't run into problems in the future with it, and why not? I've got the stuff, so might as well use it. I'm going to cover up a bit though, because it's not very pleasant stuff. Well, that didn't take too long, but yeah, I think that's an important little step to do. Looking good, I hear you say.
Good morning. I'm outside. I'm with my doors. I've let them dry overnight. They are dry. And it's time to paint them again. Yay! Well, that's it. 2 coats done. Yeah, looking good. Just got to wait for them to dry again now. It's nothing like waiting for paint to dry, is there? This afternoon, we are expecting our delivery of winter wood. Ooh. And we think it might be here. Hopefully. Oh, there we go. That was quite simple, wasn't it? And it's on 2 pallets, and it's plastic wrapped, and it's cut to size. So my husband doesn't have half as much work to do, which is fine because it frees up his time to do so many other jobs.